Hello, everyone. This is Coach Romero. I am the Credit Recovery Coordinator here at Parkview High School. I'm making this video because I would like to make as comprehensive and informational a video on the entire credit recovery process so that it'll take you all the way from the beginning when you first sign up all the way till the end when you finish your course, let you know what you have to do step by step in order to be successful. First off, credit recovery is an online program. It is an alternative to having to repeat a course throughout an entire semester or to have to go to summer school. It is online and it is only available to students who fail a course, typically a core course, with a 50 or above. If you fail the course with a 49 or below, you are not eligible to take that course in credit recovery. Now, the reason why credit recovery is so sought after is because of that. The students can work at their own pace. You can finish a course in a matter of weeks as opposed to a matter of months. So it typically is a very popular option. Now, starting with the spring of 2024, okay, even though the program is online, all post-tests at the end of each unit and the final exam needs to be proctored in the credit recovery lab. This was the rule actually prior to the pandemic. Then for a few years it went away, and now it's back. So every student that registers for credit recovery needs to be aware that that they need to take any post-test, anything that's after a unit, and the final exam here in the lab. Now, essays, if you're taking a language arts course, which I'll talk more about this at the very end of the video, but language arts courses have essays. Essays actually are considered to be post-test, but those you can continue to do from home. And I'll talk about that at the very end. You only need to watch that if you're taking a language arts course. So assuming that you're eligible for credit recovery, these students that failed with a 50 to a 69, they received an email from me that looks like this. And it says the name. It also tells you any courses that you're eligible for. Okay. Now the rule is you can only take one course at a time, so keep that in mind as I go over this registration process. If you sign up for a course, you sign up for one, finish it, and sign up for the next one, and continue until you're done. Okay. So here, this example student where I use my name is eligible for first semester of 9th grade literature, first semester of 10th grade literature, and then also first semester of world history. So I'm going to walk you through the registration steps. If you've already registered, you can skip this part of the video, but I think a lot of folks would be helped out by going over this, so I'm going to go over it. Now, the first step is to make an account. A lot of students can skip that if you've previously taken credit recovery. You shouldn't have to do step one. Please do not create a multiple account. Don't create an additional account because that's going to cause some problems down the road. If you forgot your password, if you forgot your username from before, then you can send me an email, communicate with me in some fashion, text, email, anything like that, and I can reply to you with that information. But again, please do not create another account. Now we're going to assume that this person here has never taken credit recovery before. So what you would do is you would click this link right here, and that is going to take you to a page that looks like this. Now also notice before I show you the page that when it comes time to sign up, please use your personal email to register. Okay, do not use your Gwinnett County email because it will not receive emails from outside sources. So when you click that link, here's what you see. Now I've already registered actually. Like I did this off screen, so I'm not going to fill it out again, but I will talk about some common errors that occur here. Everything that is in yellow needs to be completed. Okay. Now here are some common mistakes. Anybody that attends Parkview, you need to make sure that you are putting that you're in public school, that you attend school in Gwinnett County, and then finally Parkview High School, and in that order. Notice here that it asks you for your personal email. You can enter that if you'd like, but because it's white, this is not a required field. Okay, you need to go here on the yellow. Okay, and put your personal email there. Okay, then you would put in your address, That's information that you would have. Now here, it's a little weird because most applications that I've ever done, race and ethnicity are not required; they're optional. But for whatever reason, Georgia Virtual requires this. So you have to enter yes to one race, and then you have to pick an ethnicity. I don't know why. It is the way it is. Okay. Finally, when we get to the parent, you only need to put information for one parent. Make sure that their email is not only their personal email, but also make sure that their email does not match your email, because then the registration might not go through. Okay. Phone number, anything that's yellow needs to be entered. If not, it won't complete the registration. Okay. Now, when you do that, you're going to get a pop-up. Now, because I already registered off screen, you won't actually see the pop-up here, but you will get a pop-up that has your username, and it's going to have a temporary initial password, and it'll look something like this. This is kind of what it looks like. Okay, it's going to give you your username, and it's going to give you a temporary password. It's going to pop up. Okay, you'll also receive this by email, via email. You'll get an email that looks like this. Okay, and again, look at how it has your username and password. Okay. Now, unfortunately, some kids think that, hey, now that I'm done with this, I have now registered for credit recovery. But that's not the case. This just means that you only have an account. It does not mean that you are registered for credit recovery. There are 3 steps that need to be completed. So the second one is where we fill out an application. Okay, that application, when you click it, is in the form of, it's a Google form. Okay, which I'm sure you're very familiar with. Okay, and this is the exact Google form that you're going to fill out. This was also filled out off screen. What I will highlight here, very common mistakes, is that the username, okay, needs to be the username that you were given when you signed up. Okay, make sure that it's the correct username. The email address, again, personal email. Cell phone number. When kids put in their cell phones, it has to have the dashes. Eventually it'll ask you for the parent one as well. So put in your phone number. Boom. You have to declare which course you're gonna take. I'm taking for this example, I'm taking 9th grade Lit A, which was one of the options that I had available to me on the account, on the email that was sent. And then make sure that you can continue to click next. I won't be able to do it here without filling everything out, but continue to hit next until it says submit. When you get to submit and you submit it, you're going to get a confirmation at the end. It'll even have a link to a video that you can watch. This video, it's going to have a link to this actual video that I'm making for you right now, and it'll give you some information. But make sure you go all the way till this is done. Okay, back confirmation saying, hey, you're in. You're ready to begin. Okay, so when you're ready to begin, I have a link on my eClass page, but I also send it to you on that confirmation that will take you to the credit recovery sign-in page. That looks like this. I will put in my username and my password. Now, I already changed my password, but for you, the first time that you sign in, we don't need this. Yeah. The first time that you sign in, it's going to actually take you straight to this, where you have to enter that temporary password that you were given, along with the new password that you're going to remember. Now, that password has to have at least one number, at least one capital letter, and at least one symbol. It might have to be 8 characters long as well. I'm not sure about that, but I know it has to have one capital, one number, and one symbol. Okay. When you go to your dashboard, you will see your courses here. Now, I already started it, but you'll see your course. Anything else you can knock out, it doesn't need to be there. Okay, and you're going to click launch. Right, that'll take you here to this dashboard. See, now this is a different platform. This is called Canvas. And actually, I believe that there's even a video, an app that goes with Canvas, so like you can sign into this directly. You wouldn't even have to go through here on a phone or a tablet. You might be able to sign in directly into Canvas. But I will click my course, and here's what pops up. Now, let me go ahead and do this now, just so that I don't forget. Maybe it's what kids click or some. I'm not sure what it is, but notice how there's no individual due dates here. Okay. Sometimes I don't, maybe they click here or something, but sometimes I'm always getting these questions about, oh look, this is due. Oh man, it's due by this date. No, there are no individual due dates. Okay. If you go back to here, you can see every student has 180 days to complete a course. It should not take you that long. If it starts to take you long, that's when your parents are gonna start getting emails from me and text messages. The minimum expected pace for students is we expect them to complete at least one unit every 2 weeks once they register. Okay, but here's where you should be at. Here's the home screen. Okay, and the first thing they're gonna ask you to do, you have to at least open this, which is the Welcome to Credit Recovery. It's kind of the same information that I'm sharing with you here. There's no work here. It's just reading through this. Okay. Oops. Let's open this up again. Okay. Then this is actually really important. It's easy. Probably it will be the easiest thing you do because every answer here is yes. But it's also the most important because you're going to click this acknowledgement quiz, and this is going to acknowledge that you know the rules in credit recovery. And I'm actually going to take some time to go over this. So let's see. Remember, every answer here is going to be yes. Here you're just acknowledging that you understand the rules as they've been explained to you. A lot of these things I'm going over on this video. So here's a biggie, okay? Some kids, but I don't get it. I just signed up for a course and I'm failing it. Well, that's because not too long ago, instead of leaving things that are not done blank, they put a 0 in there. They calculate a 0 for anything you haven't done. Now it's fine because once you do them, the 0 is not going to be there anymore. But this tells you that until you get things done, it's going to calculate work that is not done as a 0. I'm going to say yes, I understand this. Okay, I understand that I must read through each module and go through it in sequential order. Yep, we're going to go over that. You'll see how a check, it's gonna put a check next to everything once you do it. I understand that I must earn a 70 or higher on a actually no, this is outdated. You can disregard this one because you can't skip through an entire module. Don't put no, go ahead and put yes, but that actually doesn't apply anymore. If I do earn a 70 or okay, yeah, this is important. I understand that I must earn a 70 or higher on each post test to unlock the next module. And this is actually important because starting with that rule now in spring of 2024, all post tests must be done here. We talked about that. Okay, even though it's online, starting in spring of 24, all the post tests need to be done here in the credit recovery lab. So if you don't follow directions and you do it somewhere else, yeah, as long as you get a 70, it's going to let you move on. But the thing is, I cannot validate that you did it the way you were supposed to do. So the system's going to let you move on, but I'm not going to count it, and you're going to have to redo it. Now, even if you don't get a 70, or if you get the 70 not where you're supposed to, you can continue to take this over again. There's just a 30-minute wait period in between attempts, but post-test can be done an infinite amount of times. Final exams can only be done once, though. I have unlimited attempts, but one attempt, that's huge, okay? One attempt on the final exam. So post-test, infinite, until you get that 70. Final exam, why is this not, there you go. Final exams, only one attempt. I understand that the only grades that count toward my overall grade are post-test, essays, and the final exam. Everything else is just practice. It's just to help you be successful in the course, but it's just practice, and therefore it can be done anywhere. The only thing that has to be done here are the ones that count for grades. I understand that essays count as a post-test grade. Yep, I understand that. Let me make sure I'm putting yes, yes, yes. I understand that I must complete the essay acknowledgement quiz. Okay, we'll talk about the essays in a minute. Yes. I understand that I cannot proceed with the remaining modules until my essays have been submitted. Recently, they started having it where the essay, it was the second module, so they let you finish the first unit, but then you go to the essay. So you won't be able to go to the rest until the essay is submitted. the last part of this video will be how to submit an essay. But again, this is only for language arts courses. Science, math, none of that, they don't have essays. I understand essays take 7 to school. Yeah. So essays take up to 2 weeks to grade. They're graded not by me. They're graded by Georgia Virtual, but they take 7 to 10 days to grade. I understand that. I understand that my essay should be submitted no later than 3 weeks before the semester. Yeah, just get those essays done. Don't wait till the end. Essays can only be submitted once. That's why I'm going to include the section in this video about essays, because when kids mess them up, they don't get an attempt to submit it again, and it stays as a 0. So make sure you understand you only have 1 attempt for an essay. Plagiarized essays. They run essays through a computer machine. It will tell you if it's plagiarized. It'll even tell you a percent. Hey, this is 84% plagiarized. So I don't believe the essays, like, they don't have to be perfect. I've seen some essays that I think are not that great get pretty good grades. They do have to be 5 paragraphs, and just make sure you're not plagiarizing. But we'll talk about that when, again, this is only for language arts courses. I hit submit, make sure you answered yes to everything, okay? And then once you do that, when you go back to your course, you'll see that I have this check. I've acknowledged that I know the things. You'll have a check, and that will actually open my next unit. Before this unit was gray. If you look at my other units, they're also gray because they have not been yet completed, but this opened up the first unit, okay? And I went and I clicked the pretest. I took the pretest. Pretest can only be taken once, but it doesn't matter because it's not for a grade, and I already took it. Okay, you can click to view your results if you wanted to, and you just keep your working way down the list. Okay, after the pretest, you can come in here and read. There's these modules. Okay, they have some key terms. They'll have some videos. You click next. It's basically replacing a textbook. What normally gets done through textbooks, you work your way through here. You read through everything just like you would in any other course. Okay, and notice I keep on getting checks. Every time I finish something, I keep on getting a check when I work my way all the way to the post-test. When you get to the post-test, it has to be monitored. Okay, I went ahead and took this post-test on my own, and I passed it, which is why you see a check. Okay, now that brought me to the essay. Okay, and this is, I picked a language arts course on purpose so that you can see with the essay. But if you're not taking a language arts course, you're not going to have an essay. Okay, but when you click this essay sign off, and I'll be talking more about the essays shortly. Okay, you begin, and it's the easiest thing you're going to take. Everything is going to be yes, but you're just acknowledging how you submit it. Okay, please watch the video, the part of the video at the end. It's going to tell you how to submit it. The one I prefer is to change it into a PDF and then submit it that way. That's the way I'm going to be demonstrating. Okay, but make sure that you understand. Also, if you have multiple prompts, let's see, we can go over that now. I clicked yes, yay, I passed this quiz. Doesn't help my grade, but can't advance otherwise. Okay, now here I get to the essay. Okay, you would read through the essay instructions. You can go at this at your own leisure. Okay, I'm not going to really go over this on this video. Notice how they're talking about plagiarizing and things of that nature. It also tells you that you can only submit the essay once. But here, look, required essay, epic hero or irony and suspense. Okay, not every language arts course, but some of them have multiple prompts. You need to pick one. Okay, you have to pick one prompt, either the epic hero or the irony and suspense. Now, these you can continue to do at home, even though these will count as a post-test. You can do this at home. And again, watch at the very end of this video. I will go over exactly how to type it and submit it. Okay, what I want you to see is well, once I submit this and you see a check, this next unit will open up. Okay, you would do the same thing. Everything practice. Everything is practice. Okay, but when you get to the post test, that counts. So you have to fill out that sign up whenever you're ready to test. All right, you're going to fill that out, and then take the post test monitored here in the lab. You keep on. Okay, again, practice. Everything is practice. Post test is what counts for a grade. Practice. Post test counts for a grade when you get that 70. Okay, finally you get to the final exam. You will have another acknowledgement quiz where basically you're acknowledging that you could only take it once. Okay, don't make any mistakes. Don't click to open the final exam. Once it starts counting, that's it. You've already opened it, and you can only submit it once. So if you do it incorrectly, you will get a 0. But that's the way you work through things. Okay. Again, there are no individual due dates. It can be done at your own pace. Please, you should not be taking longer than 2 weeks per unit. If you are, something's going wrong. And then you work your way down here to the final exam, which can only be taken once. Assuming you, as a matter of probably what you definitely should do is, in order to make sure that I can acknowledge that you've done everything previously correct. Okay. In order to make sure that I can acknowledge, I can verify that you took these post tests where you were supposed to and did everything, you definitely are going to want to contact me before you take this final exam, before you even sign up, or say, hey, send me a text, send me an email, hey, coach, did I do everything correctly? Because once you open that final exam, I cannot do anything to help you. And also, at least as of this recording, when you finish the final exam, the course will lock. So if you did make a mistake on anything before, you will not be able to go and fix it. You will incur a re-enrollment fee of $25, and you would have to start the course all over again. All right. Those are the instructions that I have for you. This shows you how to work. Again, the only things that count for a grade: post-tests, essay if you have them. Okay, but essay can be done from home, but post-tests have to be done here, and then finally the final exam, which can only be done once. If you are not taking a language arts course, you can stop watching the video now. Any other questions you may have, you can text or email me. But if you are taking a language arts course, hang in there, and I will now go over how to properly submit an essay. Okay, so for your essay, all right, again, you will be given a prompt. These are for language arts courses. You will be given either 1 or 2 prompts. Make sure that you only pick one. In this particular course, 9th grade lit first semester, the 2 options are to write about an epic hero, and they describe what you need to write about and what needs to be inside your essay, or prompt 2 is irony and suspense. And again, they give you some information. They give you the rubric as to how it's going to be scored. You can go over that at your own leisure. But what I want to talk about is how to submit it, okay? Because this is a huge problem. You might write a great essay, but if you submit it incorrectly, you will receive a 0. And since they are now only giving 1 attempt, you're going to stay with a 0. And this is important because this counts as a post test, and this would average into your final grade. So we want to make sure we turn it in correctly. Now, notice how it says that if you submit a URL link, you will receive a 0. And that's where it gets a little tricky, because this is correct. Yes, you cannot, when you turn it in, okay, you're going to go down here to turn in your essay. Is it down here? Yeah. Do not submit a link. Again, do not submit a link. But with that said, I would still recommend that you use Google Docs, because every student has a Google Doc account. You can work on your essay both here at school and from home, and you can knock it out a lot quicker. Okay, so I believe all essays have to be in MLA format, but I'm not sure that it's specific to each course. Pardon me, because I'm not an English teacher, so I'm not sure exactly how to write MLA format. But I just want to go over. Okay, you would put your name, I believe, whatever else MLA format consists of. Okay, you will put your title, whatever it may be. Let's say, okay, I picked irony and suspense. Suspense. Okay, as I previously stated, it's very, very important. Do not plagiarize. If you plagiarize, you will be caught. Again, if you plagiarize, okay, you will be caught, and you will receive a 0, and you will not be able to take it over again. Okay, so besides the plagiarism piece, okay, I know that the other thing they really look at, it's got to be 5 paragraphs. So This is me recalling what I did in high school. Typically, your first paragraph is your introductory paragraph, okay? And you would write, however, 5, 6 sentences, however long it takes, okay? Then you have, that's your first paragraph. Let's say it's your intro, okay? Then it's the body, okay, where you're supporting, okay? Body paragraph, 1, body paragraph 2, okay? Let's say you write your body paragraph 3, and then finally, your conclusion, which is 5 paragraphs. And assume that I've just written out, I think usually the name, if I remember correctly, has to go on the left. No, come on, there you go. But you might have to name it and date it or something. But that's when it comes to language arts, I'm sure you guys know more than me. What do I do when I'm ready to turn it in? If you come up here and click this link and copy and paste it, you will get a 0. Again, do not do that. Do not copy the link. Okay, that's what's going to cause you to get a 0. But again, I prefer Google Docs because of the flexibility. You can work on it from wherever you want. Now, when I'm ready to turn this in, what I'm going to do is come to File, Download, and I'm going to download it as a PDF. Okay, it's going to prompt you with what you want to call it. Let's just call this one, let's see, irony and suspense. Okay, and I save it. Okay, once I've saved it, let's see, I come back here. I'm going to go to Upload, and I can just drag the file there. Now, I'm going to keep my my folder off screen. You're not going to be able to see the folder that it's coming from, okay? But I will show you the file. I click it, I drag it, I drop it, and it's there. And then when I'm ready to submit, I would click Submit Assignment. I'm not going to submit it because I'm not a real student, and I don't want somebody to have to grade. And I say that I really didn't do, but you would click Submit. Once you click Submit, it will accept it. You will have used your 1 attempt, okay? And then this essay will be checked off, and then everything else will open up, and you can continue working as stated earlier in the video, okay? So in summation, remember, you can work on, do all your work, all your planning, all your essay, everything on Google Docs, but file, download as a PDF. Once you have the PDF file, then you're going to drag it over here. At the bottom, you would drag the file over. Okay? Thank you very much, and that's it for submitting the essay.